You see someone new, maybe at a party, maybe at work, maybe on the bus, and you want to say something, but your mind goes completely blank.
I know that feeling. You open your mouth and nothing comes out.
Today, we fix that. By the end of this conversation, you will know exactly what to say. Simply, naturally, confidently. Hello, and welcome to Fluent Thrive, where real conversations help your English grow.
I'm David.
And I'm Olivia. So glad you're here today.
Today's topic is something every English learner needs. Starting a conversation with someone you don't know.
And we know this feels scary. Many beginners think, my English is not perfect, so I should not speak.
But here's the truth. You don't need perfect English to start a great conversation.
By the end of today, you will have simple phrases, real examples, and the confidence to start talking.
Olivia, can I ask you something?
Of course.
When you were learning a new language, did you ever just stand there, smiling, saying nothing?
Every single day. I remember one time I was at a small dinner. New people, new faces, everyone was talking and laughing, and I just stood by the food table, eating slowly, pretending to be very interested in the salad.
The salad?
The salad saved me that night, but it was not a good strategy.
So what changed?
I learned 3 simple things: a simple opener, a simple follow-up, and one small phrase that keeps the conversation going. That's it.
Just 3 things?
Just 3 things. And today, we're going to teach exactly those.
Okay, so let's say you're at a work event, new office, first day. You see someone standing near you. What do you say?
The easiest opener in English is this. Hi, I'm... and then your name. That's it.
Simple.
But here's what most beginners forget. After you say your name, you add one small question.
Like what?
Hi, I'm Olivia. Are you new here too?
Oh, so you're connecting. You're saying we might be in the same situation.
Exactly. It doesn't feel like an interview. It feels like 2 people discovering something together.
Let me try. Hi, I'm David. Are you new here too?
Perfect. Natural. Easy.
You know, this reminds me of a story. Imagine someone, let's call him James. James just moved to a new city. First day at his new company, he walks into the kitchen to get coffee. There's one other person there. Silence.
Uncomfortable silence.
James almost just takes his coffee and leaves, but instead he says, Hi, I'm James. Are you new here too?
And the other person says?
Actually, I've been here 3 years. And then they both laugh.
And that laugh is the beginning of a friendship.
Exactly. Even if the question isn't perfect, the intention is. You're trying, and people respond to that.
And here's something important. People are usually happy when someone talks to them first. Most people are waiting for someone else to be brave.
That's such a good point.
Now, here's a small tip most beginners don't know. When you introduce yourself, your voice goes up at the end of your name, like a question.
Like, Hi, I'm David, with a small rise?
Yes, it sounds warmer, more open, more friendly. Native speakers do this naturally.
So it's not just the words, it's also the music of the sentence.
Exactly. And that small detail makes a big difference.
Hey, we want to hear from you. How do you usually introduce yourself in English? Write it in the comments below. We read every single one.
And don't worry about being perfect. Just write naturally. We love seeing your practice.
Okay, so we have the opener. Hi, I'm David. Are you new here too? But what do you say next?
Because many beginners get stuck right here. They say their name, the other person says their name, and then silence again.
The dreaded second silence.
There is a phrase that almost never fails, and we'll share it in just a moment.
Okay, Olivia, so we have the opener, names are exchanged, and then what saves us from that second silence?
One simple question. So, how do you know everyone here?
Oh, that's smooth.
Right? Because it gives the other person something easy to talk about. They don't have to think hard. They just explain their connection.
And if it's not a party, like if it's a class or a waiting room?
Great question. You just change the situation. At a class, So, is this your first time taking this class? At a waiting room, have you been waiting long?
So the structure is the same. You ask something easy, something about the situation you're both in.
Exactly. You're using your shared situation as a bridge, a conversation bridge.
I love that. A bridge, not a wall.
Never a wall. Let me paint a picture. Imagine you're sitting in an English class for the first time. You arrive a little early. One other student is already there. You sit down. It's quiet.
That quiet before class starts. Very familiar.
So you turn and say, "Hi, I'm Olivia. Is this your first time here too?"
They say, yes, actually, I'm a little nervous.
And now you say, "Me too. I think we'll be okay though."
Wait, that's it? That's a full conversation starter?
That is a full conversation starter. Short, honest, warm. And it works every time.
Because you said something real. You admitted a feeling.
Yes, and when you share a small, honest feeling, people connect with you immediately.
Now let's talk about something many beginners do, and it's completely understandable.
What's that?
Many beginners try to say too much at the beginning, like, hello, my name is David, I am from Spain, I am learning English for 2 years, I like football and cooking and...
Laundry list of information.
Exactly. The other person is still trying to remember your name.
So here's the more natural version. Say your name, ask one question, then listen.
Listen first.
Listening is a superpower in conversation. When you listen carefully, you find your next question naturally.
That removes so much pressure.
So much pressure. You don't need to prepare 10 sentences. You just need one, and then you listen.
Okay, so we have the opener, we have the follow-up. Now let's talk about keeping it going, because this is where many learners feel lost.
The best phrase for keeping a conversation alive is, "Oh, really? Tell me more about that."
4 words. Tell me more.
Just 4 words, and they are magical because everyone loves to talk about themselves. When you say, "Tell me more," you're giving them a gift.
Let me practice. Oh, really? Tell me more about that.
Perfect. And your face does the rest. A small smile, a little nod. You're showing, "I'm interested in you."
And you don't have to pretend. When you ask people about their life, their experiences, it's genuinely interesting.
Almost always, yes.
By the way, if this is already helping you, go ahead and tap the like button. It helps other English learners find this channel, and we really appreciate it.
Now, we've talked about starting conversations in friendly situations, but what about a more nervous moment?
Like what?
Like talking to someone you want to impress, a manager, a teacher, someone important.
Oh, that's different energy completely.
The phrases change slightly, the feeling changes slightly, and there's one mistake almost every beginner makes in that moment.
What is it?
We'll get to that in just a moment, but first, let me tell you about someone named Maria.
Oh, I love a good story. Go ahead.
So, Maria is a beginner English learner. She's been studying for about 6 months. One day, she's at a professional event, and she sees her dream company's manager standing alone near the window.
Oh no, this is already making me nervous for Maria.
Maria walks over. Heart is pounding. She says, "Hello, I am Maria. I am very pleasured to meet you."
Softly, very pleasure.
The manager smiles politely, but Maria feels something was wrong, and she was right. She mixed up the phrase.
So what should she have said?
"It's a pleasure to meet you," or even simpler, "Nice to meet you."
And that one small correction completely changes how confident you sound.
Exactly. "Nice to meet you" is short, natural, and native speakers use it in every situation. Casual, professional, anywhere.
So Maria's phrase, I am very pleasure, that's the mistake.
Very common mistake, because in some languages the structure is similar, but in English we say, "It's a pleasure," or simply, "Nice to meet you."
Let's say both versions slowly.
Wrong version, "I am very pleasure to meet you."
Natural version, it's a pleasure to meet you. Or, nice to meet you.
Perfect. And here's the secret tip. If you're nervous and forget everything else, just say, "Nice to meet you," and smile. That is always enough.
Always enough. I love that. Okay, Olivia. Surprise tip time. What's something most beginners never think about when starting a conversation?
Body language.
Wait, this is an English lesson.
English is not only words. When you walk towards someone with open shoulders, a relaxed face, a small smile, they already feel comfortable before you speak one word.
So your body is speaking English too.
Your body is always speaking, and if your body looks confident, even if your English is basic, people feel your warmth and openness immediately.
So the full package is simple words, good listening, and open body language.
That's the whole formula, and none of those require perfect grammar.
If you want more conversations like this, simple, real, beginner-friendly, make sure you subscribe to Fluent Thrive.
We upload new episodes every week, and every episode teaches real English through real situations.
Just like this one. No textbook, no boring grammar tables, just conversations.
Okay, let's go back to Maria because her story isn't finished.
Oh, good. I was worried about her.
So Maria hears, "Nice to meet you." She practices it quietly, and 2 weeks later, same kind of event, different manager. Maria walks over.
And?
She says, "Hi, I'm Maria. Nice to meet you. I really admire what your company is doing."
She added a compliment.
A small, honest compliment, and the manager immediately smiled, a real smile, and said, "Thank you so much. Tell me about yourself."
So Maria opened the door with one sentence.
One sentence. Because here's what a compliment does. It shows you are paying attention. You are not just talking about yourself. You noticed something about them.
And people love being noticed.
Everyone loves being noticed. It's deeply human.
So for a professional situation, the structure is...
Hi, I'm your name. Nice to meet you. I really admire something honest about them.
Let me try. Hi, I'm David. Nice to meet you. I really admire the work you do in education.
Beautiful, natural, confident, and completely beginner-level English.
No complicated vocabulary.
Never necessary. Simple and sincere always wins.
Now, what if you don't know much about the person? What if you can't give a specific compliment?
Great question. Then you use a situation question instead. Hi, I'm David. Nice to meet you. Is this your first time at this event?
Back to the situation bridge.
Always works because it invites them to talk. And once they talk, you listen. And once you listen, your next question appears naturally.
Now, here's something interesting. We've talked about starting conversations, but there is one moment that many beginners completely forget about.
Which moment?
The ending of a conversation.
Oh, yes, this is so important.
Because many learners start okay, but then when it's time to leave, they don't know how to close politely.
And a bad ending can undo a good beginning.
Exactly. So how do you end a conversation naturally in English?
There's a simple 3-part formula, and most native speakers use it without even thinking. Part 1, give a small signal. Say something like, "Well, it was really nice talking to you."
That tells the other person we're wrapping up without being rude.
Part 2, add a warm closing line. "I hope we get to talk again soon," or "Enjoy the rest of your evening."
And part 3?
A simple goodbye. "Take care," or "See you around."
So the full ending sounds like, well, it was really nice talking to you. I hope we get to talk again. Take care.
Perfect. Warm, complete, leaves the other person feeling good.
And feeling good about you.
Which is the whole point.
Let me put this all together with one full scene. Imagine you are at a neighborhood gathering. New area, you just moved in. You see someone standing near the garden.
Okay, I can picture it.
You walk over, you say, "Hi, I'm David. Are you from this neighborhood?"
They say, "Yes, I've lived here for 3 years. I'm Sarah."
"Nice to meet you, Sarah. It's a lovely area. Do you know many people here?"
Sarah says, A few. It takes a little time, but everyone is friendly.
That's good to hear. I was a little nervous moving somewhere new.
And Sarah says, "Don't worry, you'll feel at home soon."
Then, after a few minutes, well, it was really nice meeting you, Sarah. I hope we run into each other again.
Same here. Welcome to the neighborhood.
And that is a complete conversation, start to finish, with beginner English.
No complicated words, no long sentences, just honest, warm, simple English. Okay, final surprise tip, and this one is my favorite.
Let's hear it.
When you forget a word, don't stop. Don't freeze. Don't apologize 10 times. Just say, "How do you say?" and describe the word.
Give an example.
Let's say you forget the word neighborhood. You say, "I just moved to this area, this place where we all live close together."
And the other person says, "Oh, the neighborhood."
Exactly. And now you learned the word in a real conversation with a real person.
So, forgetting a word becomes a learning moment?
Every time. And native speakers find it charming, not embarrassing. They love helping.
So, there's no reason to be ashamed of not knowing a word.
Never. Your willingness to try is always more impressive than your vocabulary size.
To Olivia, can I share a quick funny moment?
Please.
So, I have a friend. He was learning English, and he went to a coffee shop. The cashier said, "What's your name for the order?"
Simple question.
He was so nervous, he said, "My name is, coffee."
He gave his name as Coffee?
The cashier wrote it down, no questions asked. He got his cup. It said, "Coffee." He took a photo. He still has it.
That is honestly the most relatable story.
And here's the thing. Nobody laughed at him. Nobody was mean. The cashier just wrote it. Life moved on.
Because most people are kind. They are not waiting for you to make a mistake. They're just having their own day.
At coffee, got his coffee. Happy ending.
Perfect ending.
Okay, let's bring it all together. 3 phrases. Slowly.
Phrase 1, your opener. "Hi, I'm Olivia. Are you new here too?" Use this anywhere. Party, class, office, waiting room.
Phrase 2, your follow-up. "Oh, really? Tell me more about that." Use this to keep the conversation going. 4 words. Always works.
Phrase 3, your ending. "It was really nice talking to you. Take care." Use this to close warmly and leave a good feeling.
3 phrases. That's your starter kit.
And remember, simple words said with warmth are always more powerful than complicated words said with fear.
If you know someone who is learning English, a friend, a family member, a classmate, share this episode with them. Starting conversations is something everyone struggles with. This could really help someone today.
Before we go, we want to say something important.
Please.
Every conversation you start in English, no matter how short, no matter how imperfect, is a step forward. You are building something real.
And it gets easier. Not because English gets simpler, but because you get braver.
One conversation at a time.
To Olivia, we're really proud of you for being here today. Learning a new language takes courage, and you have it.
Keep going, keep talking, keep growing.
And we'll see you in the next episode of
Fluent Thrive, where real conversations help your English grow.
Take care, everyone.
See you soon.